Oh, this is so weird. I'ma make it big, I'ma make it big. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Joanna and Solomon. And yes, I am missing someone who's supposed to either be right here. We forgot to mention in our previous video last week that Joanna would not be in this week's video, and I'm still questioning if there should be a video next week because I'm not sure what to really put. I don't know how to really do things by myself. Not that I can't do things by myself, but I really don't know like what to really put, you know, for you all, for with me. So Joanna is already at college, or she's already in college, not really at, maybe away at college, whatever. She's already there and she's enjoying the school life. So I thought about a video for myself. And this video is, if you haven't read the title, like I always say, this is going to be more of an informative video, you know, from my personal experience and opinion with retail jobs. Now, I know a lot of us are either working a retail job. I know if you're a teen, that's pretty much almost that's only the entry field you can go into in the work field. This is more of like for someone who is about to start a retail job, no matter what the age is, and what you should expect, how to get a retail job, and there's how to kind of maintain it and what to really kind of keep in mind when having them. And I've experienced them with the job I'm at now, and just from people getting fired and stuff, their mistakes. I'm gonna really go through everything. I'm not trying to make this video really long, and I'm just gonna go and do bulletins. So grab your pen and your notepad and let's do this. So when you are getting a retail job, know what you're trying to get into. If you want to work in fast food, work in fast food. If you want to work in clothing, work in clothing. If you want to work in a department store, like, you know, i.e. Walmart, Target, do that. If you want to work at an electronics store, you know, do that as well. I work at Best Buy. I'm not scared to say that, and I love my job. Once you do that, please do not call. I know a lot of the times our parents tell us to do this. Do not call a store asking if a store is hiring. You can call a store if you hear about a hiring event or something like my job. We send out not applications, but like flyers to colleges about hiring events and things like that, like job fair. And that's okay if you're calling about that, but don't call a store expecting, you know, to talk to a manager and to know if you're hiring, because stores are always hiring. They let go of people and get people all of the time. So just know, especially if you're gonna go into a big department store or retail stores that are popular, like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Dick's Sporting Goods, all those big stores, they're gonna always be hiring. So you gotta think of that. A lot of the times now, a lot of places don't have in-store applications. I think places that have in-store applications are like restaurants. And if you want to go into doing restaurant and serving, those applications generally are in-store sometimes, and a lot of them, like Joanna applied for Applebee's and it was like, I think it was in-store and online or something like that. So once you find out what you want to do and apply, look for them online. Always go to the website /careers. It's always going to be that. So if you're going to do it, Dick's Sporting Goods /careers. It's going to take you to the hiring page. So within that application, you are going to need to attach your resume. If you don't have a resume, please do a resume. If you are trying to do a retail job, I know it's not a big deal, but it shows how serious you are. And then it's going to be helpful in the future when you actually are applying for an actual job, wherever it's going to be government or anything like that. You're going to need a resume. So you might as well start one now to get familiar with it and to have it, and you can add to it and change it, you know, throughout your time in high school. So even in college as well, always have a resume. If you don't have a resume, do that before you even start applying for a job, because I feel like that's like a key point when applying, is to have a resume. A lot of jobs require assessment tests. Now, my little cheat for an assessment test, and I know I shouldn't really say this, but I want this video to be really informative, is when you're taking an assessment test, generally some of them like require math skills and reading skills. Like I think Joanna applied for Chili's and they wanted her to do math stuff, and that's because they want you to be quick. And then there's other ones like for other stores, like department stores, like I remember from Target and Best Buy, it's a very like not true and false, but like a strongly agree and strongly disagree. In the situations they give you, it's kind of like common sense. Like I know you want to be serious and you want to be real and you want to be like truthful, but if you really want the job, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. Not to say you have to fake your whole personality and who you are, But a lot of those tests just question how you are as a person and how you would interact. And if you really are needing a job and you want a job, just kind of be, strongly agree, okay? Even though you might not agree, only call if it's been 3 days. I say 3 days is because 3 days gives it enough time for applications to go through and it to actually be in the system if you do call and speak with the hiring manager. Once you speak to the hiring coordinator, present your name, what position you applied for, and you just want to know their status. You don't want to know if they got it, because of course they got it. I mean, it's technology. Look in there, you want to know your application status. Don't ask if it's in or anything like that. And then they'll talk to you. Now, moving on to interview. So if you have either been contacted regarding your application and they want to go further more with your application, now it's time for your interview. With your interview, I see this all the time at my store. Do not come in casual clothes. Like, when I tell you that it's irritating, I've seen my general manager, literally, people have waited to see him with an interview, and I've seen them go back with him and come back literally like not even 5 minutes later. It's like they took a walk with him and then they sent him back. Because I saw this one guy, he was in like shorts and a shirt. Like, come to an interview professional. I understand what is professional. Guys, wear polo shirts with khaki pants and some slide on loafers or things like that. Wear stuff like that. Or if you want to have a dress shirt, wear a dress shirt with a tie or a bow tie, tucking your pants with some dress pants and then some dress shoes. Girls, you don't have to go all out in a blazer and a business tie. You don't have to do that. I've seen girls do that. They don't get hired, and I've seen some do that and they do get hired. So it's your personal preference. You can wear a nice skirt, a nice blouse, very professional. Wear flats. Don't wear those crazy high heels. If you want to wear heels, make sure they're not like crazy. They're nice little casual heels. Bring your purse and then make sure you're all glammed up. Guys as well, make sure you're groomed, brush your teeth, hygiene. Just make sure it's on point, because I always say first impression is the key, and you don't want to leave first impression as stinky, musty, dirty, bad breath, unorganized. So also, when you come to your interview, bring your resume, print it out. Print out 2 copies. One for you, one for whoever you're interviewing with. Now, like me, because I'm a overachiever, I bring 3. I bring one for the person I'm probably going to interview with, one for myself, and then one for if I get sit on to the manager. So what happens when you go in for an interview, sometimes you may go speak with the manager and sometimes you speak with the hiring manager, or you may just speak with a manager at all or overall. And what happens is, if you do good, or if they like you, they send you on if the general manager is available for an interview. And if you do that, praise God, you're doing good, because now it's time to shine and sparkle. You want to shine and sparkle in the beginning, but if you get passed on to the general manager, you're awesome. If you do an interview and they say they're gonna contact you, they are gonna contact you if they're interested. I saw my hiring manager, spoke with her, she said they'll get back to me, I left. I got a call a day later and set up my second interview with the general manager, and I went in and then they said they would get back to me, and that day actually they hired me. So enough about the hiring process. I can go on and on about that, but I don't want to talk your ear off about that. I really want to go into how to maintain a retail job and what to expect. Now, so this step, you were already hired, you were on there, you're ready for your first day of training or orientation, whichever. I'm gonna go on previous experience of my past job, because my current job right now, it's really good, and I've had bad experience with my past job. I'm gonna leave that job nameless. Just know the job was red. I'm gonna let you do the talking and then thinking of that. After your orientation, they're gonna most likely do 2 things. Some jobs, like my current job right now, Best Buy, you have to do on the computer trainings, and those trainings are to kind of introduce to you the complexity of the company and how it's set up and what to expect. Some jobs, i.e. Red, my previous job, kind of just put you on the floor. So they will show you, if you are in a department store, retail job, clothing store, they're gonna show you the steps. They will show you how to work the register, and they will show you everything. Don't feel like they're just gonna throw you there and just say, learn it yourself. They're going to show you, someone's gonna show you, and yes, you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be shy, you're not gonna know what to do, you're gonna forget how to count money. And it's okay. Just know that, it's either your first job or it's your first job or day there at that job. So don't panic. They will show you everything, trust me. So you have orientation, everything, and you start and you train, and it's good. You're feeling the vibe, you like the manager, you and your manager are really cool. Some of the other team leaders are really cool, and you're like, yeah, you're wrong. And the reason I say this is because everyone's gonna have a first impression of you, and everyone's gonna expect of you. And you can't go in thinking everything is peaches and cream, because it never is. And like I always say, you will see someone's true colors when you are already there and you're working and you've been there for about a good, let's say you're going on a month, you will start seeing true colors. And I mean that by just, you will start seeing how people really are. Some people kind of fake the funk, just like you kind of fake the funk to get hired. They fake the funk too to be nice. And just don't go into a retail job expecting too much. Don't go in expecting every manager to be cool. Don't go in expecting that one team leader to be cool. You know, don't even go in expecting your coworkers to be all that, okay? Because everyone has their first impression and everyone shows their true colors later on. So just keep that in mind. Try not to really get too involved in what's going on at work. I know I was always nosy, and just don't be the one to always be there. Don't be the one to always be in business, and don't be the one to always have the answer for things, because that will come back and bite you in the ass. And I say this because some people take that as you're trying to do their job, and then some people take that as you basically know a little bit more than them. So from past experience, I'm not a know-it-all, but I pick up things really quickly, and I'm a visual person, so if you show me it and I can get it, more likely I can probably do it better than you do it. And that's just because this is how I do it, and I pick up things like this. Like, I'm just like that. And a lot of the times people envy that. Some even managers envy that they weren't like that. And sometimes managers, when they see like true potential, they get scared because they're like, damn, that's the next person that could take my job. And it's true. You be good and you show how you do it, trust and believe somebody of the higher level can see that, and boom, boom, you know, just like that. So that's why I say always be careful when you start a job, just because of the fact that people, you don't want to step on anyone's toes, and you don't want to be a show off, you know? So go in there open-minded, but also very humble. And everything you see, you don't have to talk about it. You know, if you see a cute guy, don't talk about it. If you see a cute girl, don't talk about it. Keep it to yourself. If you see somebody doing something wrong and you just started there, don't say anything. You know, just kind of keep it to yourself. Now, once you're in your job for a few months, then, you know, you can get more lenient, but still be kind of cautious and aware of what's going on. If you're going to start a job and you feel like you don't have transportation that's consistent, let them know that, because I'm telling you, calling out or not letting your managers know where your whereabouts are this time of your shift is ultra, I mean, from my standpoint, it's very freaking annoying, and it just kind of leaves your team kind of bereft, because it's like you're supposed to be there, now people have to pick up your slack. So if you're gonna call out, call your manager before your shift. Like, I'm talking about, if your shift is at 4, you better call them at 12. I don't care what it is. The only time there's an exception where you call them right around your shift is if your car breaks down or something happened. If you are not steady with your transportation, make sure you have your stuff ahead of time. Get there an hour before if you need to. If you feel like you're sick, call out. I mean, like, when I say hours, if you're opening, you better call at 6 in the morning. Like, do not wait until it's time for you to work to call out. When I tell you it has gotten people fired in the past, I've seen it. It happens. So just be lenient with that. And it's so much more I can get into. And there's so much more I could talk about when it comes to this situation with retail jobs. My main thing, and you guys can take this from this video, is just be you. Don't be anybody you're not. Don't change yourself for people. I don't care what that manager says. I don't care what that store policy says. You are you, and you are your own person, and don't ever change that. Be very smart, stay on your toes. Remember what I said, don't be the know-it-all, be the person in the back and observe. And you never know, being in the back and you're able to observe it, you're able to find the mistake quicker than the person that thinks they know it. You know what I mean? So go in there open-minded and have fun. It's a retail job. It's a job, you're serving tables. It's, you know, be friends with people who are similar to you. Just don't get into gossip. You know, if there's, oh my God, did you hear about this manager or that manager hooking up with this person? Oh, I didn't know. End the conversation. Don't even get into it. Don't even go talk about it, because I'm telling you, work gossip gets you in trouble. let me tell you. Don't talk about it like that and keep it moving. And just realize that it's not the end and there's many more. And if you feel like you are ready, take on the responsibility, and it's pretty cool. If you feel like this video was informative to you, please leave me a good thumbs up and share this video. If you feel like I left out anything, please share your information and share your personal experience in the comments below, because I'm telling you, there's people out here that really don't know what to expect and actually kind of like get crazy in that type of work field, and they don't know. And their parents, they'll say, oh yeah, I used to work in retail, blah blah blah, but they don't. Retail used to be different back in the day than it is now. It's more quicker, it's more faster, it's more advanced. So if you have anything, if you want to share from your personal experience with managers, co-workers, the work life, the pay life, everything, share. Please leave a comment, thumbs up. And you guys already know this channel is not going anywhere, and I don't know if I'm gonna see you next week. I'm still trying to think of what I may do next week. If there's not a video, please subscribe to our channel. Me and Joanna have so many great things and awesome content, concerts, advice, lookbooks, challenges, everything. Go and knock yourself out, and I hope you enjoy our channel and hope you want to stick with us through the future. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you.